बाबा जान ने उसे फरमाया, तुम पर भी सलाम हो मेरे भाई, मेरे जानशीन, मेरे अलम बरदार, तुम्हें इजाजत है। बस अली अलैहिस्सलाम की चादर में पहुंच गए। फिर मैं चादर के करीब गई और मैंने कहा, सलाम हो आप पर बाबा जान, ऐ खुदा के रसूल, क्या मैं भी आपके पास चादर में आ जाऊं? बाबा जान ने फरमाया, तुम पर भी सलाम हो मेरी बेटी, मेरे बारह जिगर, तुम्हें इजाजत है। चुनांचे मैं भी चादर में चली गई। अब जो चादर में इकट्ठे हो गए, तो बाबा जान ने चादर के दोनों किनारे पकड़े और दाएं हाथ से आसमान की तरफ इशारा करते हुए फरमाया, ऐ खुदा, ये मेरे अहले बैत हैं, ये मेरे खास लोग और हामिल हैं। इनका रहम मेरा रहम है और इनका खून मेरा खून है। जो इन्हें सताता है वो मुझे आजाद देता है, जो इन्हें रंजीदा करता है वो मुझे दंड पहुंचाता है। जो इनसे लड़ेगा मैं भी उसे लड़ूंगा, जो इनसे सुलह रखेगा मैं भी उसे सुलह रखूंगा, जो इनसे दुश्मनी करेगा मैं भी उसको दुश्मन समझूंगा, और जो इनसे दोस्ती रखेगा मैं भी उनको दोस्त जानूंगा, क्योंकि ये मुझसे हैं और मैं इनसे हूँ। ऐ खुदा, तू अपनी सरकार, बरकत, रहमत, बख्शिश और खुशनुदी मेरे और इनके लिए करार दे, और इनसे नजात से दूर रख और इन्हें निहायत पाको पाकीज़ा रख। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद। जिन खुदाए बुजुर्गों पर ने फरमाया, ऐ फरिश्तों, ऐ आसमान के रहने वालों, मैंने ये मजबूत आसमान, फैली हुई जमीन, रोशन चांद, चमकीला सूरज, घूमते सैयारे, फैलता समंदर, तैर की कश्ती, ये सारी चीजें सिर्फ इन्हीं पांच अफराद की खातिर और इन्हीं की मोहब्बत में पैदा की है, जो चादर के अंदर है। इस पर अमीन वही जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम ने पूछा, ऐ परवरदिगार, ये चादर के अंदर कौन लोग हैं? खुदावंद आलम ने फरमाया, ये नबी के अहले बैत और रिसालत का मदीना है। ये फातिमा, उनके बाबा, उनके शौहर और उनके दो बेटे हैं। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद। जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम ने अर्ज किया, ऐ परवरदिगार, मुझे भी इजाजत दे कि मैं जमीन पर उतरूं और इनमें शामिल होकर छठा फर्ज बन जाऊं। खुदा ने फरमाया, तुम्हें इजाजत है। पर जिब्रील अमीन जमीन पर उतरे और कहने लगे, ऐ खुदा के रसूल, आप पर सलाम हो। खुदाए बुजुर्गों बरतर आपको सलाम कहता है, आपको दूर और एहतराम से सरफराज फरमाता है और आपसे कहता है कि मेरी इज्जत और बुजुर्गी की कसम, मैंने ये मजबूत आसमान, ढली हुई जमीन, रोशन चांद, चमकीला सूरज, घूमते सैयारे, लगता समंदर, तैरती कश्ती, ये सारी चीजें सिर्फ तुम लोगों की खातिर और तुम्हारी ही मोहब्बत में पैदा की है। और खुदा ने मुझे इजाजत दे दी है कि मैं भी चादर के अंदर आपके पास आ जाऊं। है खुदा के रसूल, क्या मुझे इजाजत है? रसूल खुदा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, ऐ खुदा की वही लाने वाले, तुम पर सलाम हो। हाँ, तुम्हें भी इजाजत है। फिर जिब्रील भी हम लोगों के साथ चादर में आ गए। इसके बाद जिब्रील ने मेरे बाबा जान से कहा, खुदा आप लोगों को वही भेजता है और कहता है, इन्नमा युरीदुल्लाहु लियुज़हिबा अन्कुम अर्रिज्सा अहलल बैति व युताहिरकुम तत्हीरा। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद। ये वाकई खुदा ने भी इरादा कर लिया है कि आप अहले बैत से नजाकत दूर रखें और आप लोगों को पाकीज़ा रखें। तब अली अलैहिस्सलाम ने बाबा जान से कहा, ऐ खुदा के रसूल, मुझे बताइए कि इस चादर के अंदर आ जाना खुदा के नजदीक क्या फजीलत रखता है। इस पर रसूल खुदा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, उस जात की कसम जिसने मुझे नबी बनाया और लोगों की निजात की खातिर मुझे रिसालत के लिए मुंतखब किया। अहले जमीन की जिस महफिल में हमारे शियाने अली और दोस्तदार इकट्ठे हुए और हमारी ये हदीस बयान करी, उन पर खुदा की रहमत नाज़िल होगी। फरिश्ते उनको हल्के में ले लेंगे और जब तक वो लोग महफिल से गुजर नहीं हो जाएंगे, उनकी गुनाहों की बख्शिश के लिए दुआ करते रहेंगे। इस पर अली अलैहिस्सलाम ने कहा, खुदा की कसम, हम इस वक्त कामयाब हो गए। फिर रसूल खुदा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, ऐ अली, उस जात की कसम जिसने मुझे सच्चा नबी बनाया और लोगों की निजात की खातिर रिसालत के लिए मुंतखब किया। अहले जमीन की जिस महफिल में भी हमारी ये हदीस बयान की जाएगी कि जिसमें हमारे शियाने अली और दोस्त इकट्ठे होंगे, इस महफिल में जो कोई दुखी होगा खुदा उसको दुख दूर करेगा, जो गमज़दा होगा उसको गम से छुटकारा देगा और जो कोई हाजतमंद होगा खुदा उसकी हाजत पूरी करेगा। फिर अली अलैहिस्सलाम ने फरमाया, खुदा, हमने इस वक्त कामयाबी और बरकत पाई और काबे के रब की कसम, इसी तरह हमारे शियाने अली भी कामयाब हुए और दुनिया और आखिरत में खुश नसीब ठहरे। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व आलि मुहम्मद। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व आलि मुहम्मद। जो आप पीछे बैठे हैं, आप गुजारिश है आपसे आगे आ जाए तो बाद में आने वालों के लिए फिर प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी।
सलामी गुरु पढ़िए सलामी सलाम पहले ये था आदम बिना खैरुल अना खुशा नसीब रहे वक्त ने गंजा बहिश्त में दाखिल पढ़िए सारे सलावत और अब गुना शाह जब का गुना शाह उमंग ने करम करम ने गर्दों से निदा प्यार गर्दों से निदा प्यार हुसैन बख्शा जिसे तूने उसे हमने बख्शा जब का गुनाह ना सलाम
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى سوف يعطيك ربك ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العظيم. 1445 Muharram 14. It's not just a simple matter that we have been meeting regularly for over 30 years as Arabic University. We were much younger then. At least I was. Some people here were not there at all when we began. And many people with whom we started are no more. Such is the way the seasons work, such is the way time changes. Has come in the midst of summer this year. It is hot. It is uncomfortable in strange ways. That too is a very all winter. This name, this love, this memory, this reference gathers us. सर्दी हो गर्मी हो ऐसा भी मौसम एक मोहब्बत है जो we have to and it will be our effort to humbly gently, softly, to the people that you are able. Remember that there was something beautiful about these lives. For had it not been there, and that beauty not been there, what attraction would they have had for us? In this opening gathering, I will endeavor to give a map of the future segments that we have. Very, very new. And then we will begin in earnest our theme for today. Living beautifully, the path that I read. Today and tomorrow, we will concentrate on the life of the beloved prophet. And today, inshallah, we will see his life as seen by others, by his companions, by his loved ones, by his family. As it were, the view from the outside. We will point out the relevance, the importance. Tomorrow, it will be our humble effort to try and see the prophet's life from the inside, as he defined it himself. What were the moral calibrations? What were his intentions? Inshallah, tomorrow will be the beautiful life of the prophet as defined by himself. Beyond that, Saturday, we will take a look at, once again, the life of Maula Kainat, Hazrat Ali Karamullah Wajh. So, Allah.
बाबा से बुलंद नारे सलावत.
Once again, it will be our pattern to see it in this double way. On Saturday, we will take a look at the way Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib has appeared to a recent Christian scholar. His purpose was not to convert to Islam. His purpose was not to praise Hazrat Ali because he believed in him, in Recognized. How did a Christian scholar from Lebanon who was studying royalty of all times come upon the Imam's life, his work as a ruler and his legislator? And what did he see that was so marvelous that he said that here was a person to emulate? Better restrain myself from giving you that comment. So we will be looking at that on Sunday. It will be our honor and privilege to look at Imam Ali's life as described by himself. Again, outside, inside. So just as we did for the prophet, as his companions saw him, as we shall see today, as he described his own purposes, intentions, deliberations, pivots of decision, we shall do the same for Maula Kainat on Sunday. At which point we will refer to this amazing purpose of the Imam's words from Najm Balagha, and we will take selection of the Imam describing his own life, as we shall see. On Monday, we will turn to the women of the house. We will turn to those without whom there would be no end, right? There would be no family. So who is it that makes the family? So it is Khadija and then Fatima and then it is the women of the household, those in whose remembrance it will be our effort to look at a life of beauty from there. That's Monday. On Tuesday, we will take turn to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And on the last day, Wednesday, we will turn to Imam Hussein. This is our map. It's a very overview, a helicopter view of just the themes and the names. But throughout, it will be my effort to the degree of my reading and scholarship, offer you some food for thought that isn't normally, at least not normally done from this platform. It's not normally been. So. The Prophet's biography, the Prophet's life. But before I begin on the Prophet himself, I would like to have a little review. What is it that makes the Sunnah of the Prophet relevant? Any कोई सवाल है? आज 2023 में आज in a world of distractions, आज in a world of challenges, relativity, truth is relative, as many young people say. हाँ तो ठीक है, that's your opinion, and my opinion is also different. हाँ तो ठीक है, ये आपकी मर्जी है. बस ठीक है, आप impose न करें ना. बस मैं जो कह रहा हूँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ. अच्छा आप कह रहे हो. I can see people smirking. True. Yes, and let us benefit from a very great, I would say, a person whom I've had the honor of meeting in London. He belonged to the diplomatic community of Britain. He was the British ambassador to Jamaica. He accepted Islam by conviction. He was director of the London Regent Park Mosque Cultural Centre. He wrote many books. At the time when I met him, on the telephone, I had arranged for a meeting. Great for me, I felt it was a great honor that he agreed to meet me at home for 15 minutes. I might also add that Begum and me were together when we met. We had agreed to meet for only 15 minutes. At the end of 3 hours, we realized that perhaps 15 minutes were over. Turned out that he had recently written a book, Islam and the Destiny of Man, a book which I've had the honor of quoting very many times in these sessions. I would urge you to remember this because the book has been republished by a Lahore publisher and is easily available just by a few clicks on the computer. You can have it ordered and it is free of charge in metropolitan Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad. So I'm sure everybody listening knows. The gentleman's Islamic name, Muslim name, is Hassan Abdul Hakim, and his English name is Guy Eaton. G-A-I, Guy Eaton. I'll be sharing with you a paragraph that he has written from that. But that paragraph is extended. So once again, we live in a world of WhatsApp groups. So at the immediate end of this month, I will be sending that paragraph, which I have on my WhatsApp. I'm sensible. I haven't sent it yet. But as soon as this month ends, I will put it in the Mohammedan book, and it can then be passed on to whoever. And what we are going to listen now is, to my mind, an extension of that one paragraph. And this is the prelude to understanding why should the Prophet's way of life be relevant? Like, what is the big deal? Let's understand. If you are with me so far, I assume you are. There are certain plants and shrubs, like a money plant, small, homely greenery that gives a touch of green in our homes, both indoors and outdoors, which need to grow on a trellis. You know, the wooden frame on which the jasmine plant spreads its fragrance in the evening air, or the wonderful colors of the bougainvilleas, which need that trellis, or support of some kind if they are to grow to perfection. Not designed to grow upwards like tall trees with strong branches bearing twigs and leaves and fruits. Otherwise, if that trellis is not given, they sprawl on the ground without direction, growing as they must, but not upwards towards better light and space for their tendrils, but their leaves consumed by snails and slugs, predators and parasites who destroy them, their purpose unfulfilled, no fragrance or colors to admire them for. And all this is simply a metaphor for the main point he was making about our human lives. Some plants, climbers, they need a trellis or a support to grow firmly up. Man too is a climber. All of us wish to become a somebody, wish to be known for a contribution worth. Climb the social ladder, be known for something valuable, worthy, even if by a small number of close friends. Surely, none of us wants our lives deliberately to be meaningless, to be forgetful, to be forgotten. But then we do not need to seek far afield, for example, for the human incapacity to grow. Incapacity. Here is the most chilling part of being human, the amazing plethora of choices that are open to us, where we seem to be moving ahead, growing, learning, but all that in a direction based on our singular weakness, our impulse, our ego, on the ease of the moment, on the peculiar chanciness of the available opportunity, the sheer drift of the river of time, the feeling of floating along the water of options rather than moving towards a worthy. कॉलेजेस और यूनिवर्सिटीज में असातिज़ा के सामने एक बहुत बड़ा मसला है। थोड़ा सा लॉट ऑफ इंग्लिश देयर कॉलेजेस और यूनिवर्सिटीज में प्रोफेसर्स कहते हैं कि हमारा बड़ा मसला वो बच्चे नहीं हैं जो ना अहल हैं, वो बच्चे नहीं हैं जो ना काबिल हैं, वो मसला नहीं है। हमारा मसला वो बच्चे हैं जो स्मार्ट हैं, but Joe who don't care. यानी किसी जमाने में दो ऑप्शंस हो, मतलब मेरे दो ऑप्शंस थे यूनिवर्सिटी में, सिंक और स्विम. Today, sadly, we have a third option: neither sink nor swim, float. Just float. चलता है ना? If I just manage a few questions, so I will get it. I'm capable of A, but then I'm too much effort. TME. Yeah. Too much effort. Not worth it. And so instead of choosing excellence or choosing humiliation, we choose drift. This is the most awful choice young people make. And this is the chilling question of being human today. No trellis. The plant grows on the floor. No fragrance on there. It is eaten by slugs and predators. It is destroyed. Are you with me on this matter? Sabha. Moving towards something worthy with an effort against the tide. So many lives are witness to the zigzag of tasks done. One after another, I think not to think a sense of haste and an immense remorse, or even to function in a truly human way without a support, a framework, a model. There is an immense sadness to watching lives without purpose, having so much human promise, wasted on achieving expertise in the banal, the unworthy, the fashionable, the glamorous, the momentary, the flash in the pan, the 15 seconds. That is the sadness. Sadness ये नहीं थी कि मैं बहुत ऊंची उड़ान के न कर सका और मैं गिर गया. Sadness ये न थी. Sadness ये थी कि मेरे दिल में ख्वाहिश ही नहीं थी किसी ऊंची उड़ान की और न मैं गिरने वाला था. तो बस ऐसी काम चला. उसके अंदर भी जिंदगी sad. और आज के दौर में जितना ये ज्यादा आसान है, sad. And so we remember the sunnah of the Prophet for the greatest gift that it offers. It provides not only a framework, what an amazing assurance it is to know that we are able to connect with the greatest life that has ever lived by small actions done like him in his name with a careful honor. क्या कमाल की बात है कि अगर मैं कोई अदना सा भी अमल इस नियत से करता हूं कि ये मौला ने किया है, तो उसका एक रेजोनेंस, एक सिंक मैं महसूस कर सकता और हर वो कोई महसूस करता है जो इस नियत से काम करता. But also, as it were, a network of channels. The metaphor of a river is here again by implication. Life has so many domains, and the great mercy of Allah is the provision of examples in just about every aspect that one might need an example for, into which the believers will enter, always remembering that the will, when located in impulse and ego, is the nafs, while the one surrendered to the uswa hasana, the best pattern of conduct, is blessed, and through which it flows smoothly, both guided by the best of guidance, there being none who can claim that it is not needed, and guarded from the greatest open enemy of mankind, the demonic and the satanic, whose very existence is denied today, conceding to him the space to spread mischief on the planet on a scale unknown in history. आज के दौर में यंग लोगों के साथ बात करें हम कि बेटा ये नहीं करती, ये शैतानी अमल है. But you know, that's exactly what the point is. Shaitan manages to do his best work when he's not known as an issue at all. That's how you conceive the space, and that's how he just takes over. No need for more details, but एक छोटा सा रखी देखो. जोहान हारी नाम का एक बंदा है, किताब लिखी उन्होंने, Stolen Focus, Why You Can't Pay Attention. Wow, we need to read that. Why you can't pay attention and how to think deeply again. That's the subtitle. And in that he says that he was present in a gathering in Silicon Valley with 179 designers, app makers, gamers, gamification masters, those who are designing the apps and the other things, etc., that are to unfold. And we are already aware of Chat GPT and other things. And he asked a simple question to those, Johan Hari did, to 179 people. And these were the leaders in Google. This is Google Inc. and all the others. How many of you would want to live in the world you are designing? Of 179 designers of the future से पूछा जा रहा है कि तुम में से कितने उस दुनिया में जीना चाहते हो जिसकी तुम डिजाइन कर रहे हो? Not a single person raised their hand in that image. Not a single person raised their hand, which means truly handing it over to the demonic and the satanic. Truly saying, we will do our worst because we don't want any of it. We won't be there. Who's going to live that long? We will be out. Or baki ka beda hai. It's not a simple matter, but this was the background to the need for the trellis, the model, the sunnah, the framework on which to recognize a life worth living. So, and I concluded this. Oh Allah, we thank you for this gift of the most worthy life in your sight, so that we may, by some effort taken in His name, be worthy of your forgiveness and grace. Amen. So. No, don't worry, I'm not going to begin from the Prophet's birth, 570 AD. There is some discussion about the date because of the calendar, but certainly there is no discussion, no second opinion about the date of his passing, the English date, 8th June 632. No, we won't do that. We'll take a look at the picture of the Prophet from the perspective of his habit structure. The structure of habit. We won't speak about days of the Prophet. We will speak about the everyday life, his habits, his daily decorums, and in that, our conversation will begin. Let us look more closely at the picture of the man Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His name means the praise. Muhammad was honest, forbearing, just, and chaste. He was the most generous of men. Neither a dinar nor a dirham was left him in the evening. If anything remained, and there was no one to give it to, night having fallen suddenly, he would not retire to his apartment until he was able to give this excess to whoever needed it. He was never asked for anything, but that he gave it to the asker. He would prefer the seeker to himself and his family. And so often his store of grain for the year was used up before the end of the year. I began today, and the second last verse of Surah Duha is connected here. We don't quite know how serious these things are. That's a reference. Surah Duha Kalambat में नज़ूल के एतबार से 11वीं सूरत. It is the 11th surah revealed, so it is one of the earliest surah, which means it must have been recited over and over again all the time, of course. And in that is the sentence, وَمَسَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ, और सवाल करने वाले को झड़किए नहीं. Do not spurn the person asking, the indigent, the beggar, someone who is knocking on the door. आप इतनी सी बात से कनेक्ट कीजिए. कलाम पाक ने खुली इजाजत दे दी है, every believer would be taught this surah, and therefore you would say, if the prophet is being told not to reject the asker, there is one house we can knock always and never be refused. Just think about this for a moment. यानी कलाम पाक की आयत मुबारका इजाजत दे रही है, एक घर सर्कुल है जहां से तुम जो भी करो खाली आप नहीं करो. And so it was. In the Arab society of that time, grain, anaj, bajra, various other grains were collected at the time of the harvest and put for storage and then used in cupfuls rest of the year. हम सुनते हैं कि सैयदा फातिमा ज़हरा 2 मुट्ठी दाने को लेकर के आटा बनाती और रोटी बनाती. That's how it works. लेकिन अगर हर मांगने वाले को दे दिया जाएगा तो जो साल भर का राशन होगा वो खत्म हो जाएगा. It will only be replenished at the harvest time. Harvest will just won't happen. And so we have this on record that the companions of the Prophet said, हमने नबी करीम के घर में से 2 महीने तक आग का धुआं नहीं देखा. So 2 महीने तक अगर खाना पका हुआ खाया नहीं जा रहा तो what was happening? I did some research on this. I mentioned this in a previous talk. इसमें बहुत बड़ा सलाम अज़वाज मुतहरा को भी जाता है, क्योंकि नबी करीम की तो असरत आप कह सकते हैं कि जी वो तो अल्लाह के रसूल थे, जी वो तो अल्लाह की खातिर कर रहे थे. मे भी ये एक अलग बात है. लेकिन घर वालों को पहले वैद को भी दाद देनी होगी जिन्होंने इस बात को कबूल किया. दूध की गुठलियां हटा के पेस्ट बनाया जाता था बाजरे के आटे के साथ, और फिर उसकी छोटी छोटी गुठलियां बनाई जाती थी, स्मॉल अमाउंट्स, और वो डायरेक्टली पानी के साथ मांगा जाता था फॉर फूड. And this would continue until the harvest came and the food came to replenish the Prophet's household. ये इतनी सी बात नहीं है कि साहिब को मत इनकार कीजिए, इतनी सी बात सही सब. He patched his sandals and clothing, did household chores and ate with his women folk. He was shy and would not stare into people's faces. He answered the invitation of the slave and the freeborn, and he accepted presents, even if it consisted of merely a draught of milk or a rabbit's leg. While, because of hunger, he would at times tie 2 stones around his stomach. But you remember the battle of Khandaq. He ate what was at hand and did not refrain from any permitted food. He did not eat reclining. He never found fault with his food. If he was pleased with it, he ate it. And if he disliked it, he left it. If he disliked it, he did not make it hateful to someone else. He did not eat very hot food. And he ate what was in front of him, on the plate, within his reach, eating with 3 fingers. He wiped the dish clean with his fingers, saying, the last morsel is very blessed. He did not wash his hands until he had licked them clean of food. He coughed milk, but sipped water. He attended feasts, visited the sick, attended funerals, and walked among his enemies without a guard. प्रोटोकॉल की परवाह कभी नहीं, दुश्मन से खतरे में कभी नहीं महसूस किया. He was the humblest of men, the most silent without being insolent, and the most eloquent without being lengthy. He was always joyful and never awed by the affairs of this world. आपने अपने बारे में फरमाया कि मुझे जवाब में वो कलम अता किए गए. One interpretation of this sentence is, I have been given the the capacity for crispest speech. And that is true. The briefest, most terse things, and that is true. I did some research on collected 107 words. And that's another part of research, but you know they are on our lips. We say it all the time. Innamal a'malu binniyat. You just say these things and you realize no matter how much you analyze it, you can't just improve these things. तर्जुमे में आप जितना चाहे ऐड कर दें, इन 3 वर्ड्स को आप इंप्रूव नहीं कर सकते. खैरुल उमूर अवसतुहा. The best of affairs is in the middle. True. 3 words. And so on. So he was given the gift of crisp speech. He said, he also said, Ana afsahul Arab, I'm the best of Arab speakers. And that is also because the sentences that are authentically his are also classics of Arabic prose. He rode a horse, a camel, a mule, and an ass. He walked barefoot and bareheaded at different times. He loved perfumes and disliked foul smells. He sat and ate with the poor. He denounced nobody and accepted the excuse of the one who begged his pardon. He joked, but he only spoke the truth. He laughed, but did not burst out laughing. He did not eat better food or wear better clothes than his servants. The conduct of this perfect ruler was untaught. He grew up with shepherds in an ignorant desert land and was an orphan without a father or mother. He refused to curse his enemies, saying, I was sent to forgive, not to curse. When asked to wish evil on anyone instead, he blessed them instead. A man came to him who was overawed by his presence and became reverential towards him. Famous moment. A man came in Masjid al-Nabawi and suddenly, such was the aura of it, that he said, Sir, I would like to do a prostration to you straight away. My eyes are not able to kind of hold the light that is coming. And look at his answer. He replied, be at rest. I'm not a king. I'm only the son of a woman of the Quraysh who eats dried meat. चैन से बैठो, मैं कोई बच्चा नहीं हूँ, मैं तो सिर्फ कुरैश की एक खातून का बेटा हूँ जो सूखा हुआ गोश्त खाया करता. Look at the sheer humility and the humanness that just looking straight down to him. His answer to his name was, at your service. Anas bin Malik, his servant, said, he never said to me about anything that he disapproved. Why did you do it? I looked up some biography of this as well. Anas bin Malik's mother came and gave young Anas 10 years old and said, Tum khidmat karo Rasul. And he did. He got the water for his wuzu and lote mein pani laya karte the, ghar ke chote mote kaam karte. From the age of 10 till the time the Prophet passed away, which was 10 years later, Anas says, he was never angry with him. Can you imagine? He was never upset. मैं घर के किसी काम से बाहर भेजा जाता और मैं बच्चों के साथ खेलने लग जाता, तो नबी करीम पीछे से आते थे और अपने हाथों को मेरी आंखों पर रख के प्यार से मेरा नाम लेते थे. उन्हें किसी काम से भेजा था. And he would smile. That's all. The kind of memories and the kind of details that are captured in Bukhari and Muslim are just incredible. Moreover, his wives would not rebuke me without his saying, let it be, it was meant to happen. If there was a bed, he slept on it. If not, he reclined on the earth. He was always the first to extend a greeting. साहबा कराम आपस में मस्जिद नबी में आपके हुजरे के बाहर आपस में बात करते थे. कि आज जब नबी करीम तशरीफ लाएंगे तो हम सलाम में पहल कर ही लेंगे. They never. They never. He was always the first to extend. In a handshake, he was never the first to release his hand. He preferred the guest over himself and would offer the cushion on which he reclined until it was accepted. अपने मेहमानों के ऊपर कोई हुक्म नहीं करते थे सिवाय ये कि यहाँ बैठी. और अगर वो बंदा अदब में एंड आउट ऑफ रेवरेंस कहता, जरा हिचकिचाता, कहते मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ आप यहाँ बैठी, वुड इंसिस्ट. और अगर आप किसी तकिए पर तशरीफ रखते तो आप उसको बिल्कुल अपने पास रखता. एक ह्यूमिलिटी का अंदाज. He called his companions by his kunya, surnames, so as to show honor to them, and the children so as to soften their hearts. One did not argue in his presence. He only spoke the truth. He was the most smiling and laughing of men in the presence of his companions, admiring what they said and mingling with them. Sayyidina Ali, his closest companion, said, of all men, he was the most generous, the most open-hearted, the most truthful, the most fulfilling of promise, the gentlest of temper, and the noblest towards his family. Whoever saw him unexpectedly was awed by him, and whoever was his intimate loved him. He said, I was sent to complete the noble qualities of character. He also said, I am al-Qasam, meaning I am the complete of man. This is the trellis. This is the base. And this is why we need it. We who are bereft on the stream of time without any handover. This is the blessing. So, there are many kinds of imprisonments. T.S. Eliot writes, each time I turn the key, I accept that I am in a prison. We who think we are free need to learn the true meaning of freedom. You understood immediately, of course. I'm talking about one man who achieved freedom. He was named free by his mother. That's what the word hur means, free. But he didn't live freely until he took a decision. So here, hur is an exact metaphor of the lives. Propaganda ki daur ho, hukumat waqt ho, उसका प्रोपेगेंडा हर जगह एक खास किस्म की बात हो और आप भी उस बात के अंदर में जा रहे हो until फिर आप उस शख्स से एक बात सुन लें जिससे आप एक फैसला लें, and that decision makes you free. Could achieve freedom on that one day. जरा सा आज टाइम में जो है, तो I was planning to read a little bit longer piece. I think I'll truncate that and recite few verses to conclude today's conversation in honor of. These are Hilal Naqvi and his. There's an entire mercy on in which he captured his poem. Who saw Imam Hussein's and the caravan? There's a whole history there. Somehow, from the 2nd of Muharram, when the caravan arrived at Karbala and the encampments took place, Hud is not heard from until the 9th morning. It's and Hilal Naqvi Sahib has captured it. Very, very brilliant Brilliant. Throughout these days of the journey, from the point where horse soldiers took Imam Hussein's caravan, encamped them in Karbala, Hur and his soldiers offered their namaz behind Imam Hussein. They offered their prayers together. They accepted Imam Hussein as the Imam. That was not an issue. And of course, the Imam gave short sermons in the namaz as well, which Hur learned. And Hilal Naqvi Sahib said beautifully, in the blazing sunlight of the desert, the words the Imam were like a canopy on the head. एक साइवान एक साथ. And so he recognizes when he hears this great hadith of the Prophet. Ye Imam Hussain himself is the Ravi of this. The speaking the word of truth before a tyrannical king is jihad. So, speaking the word of truth against a tyrannical king is jihad. And when Hur heard it, because Imam Hussain said, I have heard this from my grandfather, and that put in a seed of guilt, and then his heart turned. Hilal Naqvi Sahib explains his inner conditions of how he was the one responsible for bringing him outside here. I will read the closing. सुखियानियों में गर्क है और डोलता नहीं, बांधे हुए हैं हाथ जिन्हें खोलता नहीं. He finally decides to shift camp. होंठों को सी दिया है सदाए ज़मीर ने, हुर सामने खड़ा है मगर बोलता नहीं. लब बस्ता यूं है बाहे तकल्लुम लिए हुए, गोया के बहर तह में तरा तुम लिए. तौबा के वास्ते तो बहुत हुर, तौबा के वास्ते था बहुत हुर, जो दिल मलूम. बेसाख्ता हुसैन उठे या उठे रसूल, बढ़ के जो खुद लगा लिया सीने से एक बार. किस आबरू के साथ ये तौबा हुई कबूल, तबरीक की सदा ने जो घेरे में ले लिया, एक साया वफा ने परेरे में ले. रुतबा जो ये सिवा का अताए इमाम था, और के लिए ये तोहफा हक का बयान था. आया जो फतह करके दरे खैबरे वजूद, एजाज खास बिन्ते अली का सलाम था. कितनी अजीम आज के दिन ये अमा मिली, भाई कहा हुसैन ने जहरा सी मां. ऐ हुर, मगर तेरी ये सादत तेरा ये दिल, तुझको तेरी वफा ने न होने दिया खजिल. क्या मर्तबा है रुतबे अब्बास की कसम, लिखा है तेरा नाम भी गाजी से मुत्तसिल. तू पेश रो जो शिद्दत एहसास में रहा, तेरा कदम भी मंजिल अब्बास. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व अला आलिहि
आवाज बुलंद नारे सलावत। है चाँद करबला के तूने तो देखे होंगे उतरे थे ज़मीं पर अर्शे बरी के तारे ऐ चाँद करबला के ऐ चाँद जलवागर है हाशिम का चाँद यहाँ पर खैरात रोशनी की ले लीजियो यहाँ से ऐ चाँद करबला के ऐ चाँद इस ज़मीं पर थियो हमेशा ठंडक सोते जो हैं यहाँ पर ज़हरा के हैं प्यारे ऐ चाँद करबला के हुर और हबीब जैसे जाबाज और महबाज मारे गए यहीं पर अंसार शाहिदी के ऐ चाँद करबला के नारे सलावत। पामाल हो रही थी कासिम की लाश में अब्बास और सरवर चुनते थे उनके टुकड़े ऐ चाँद बाजू कटे यहीं पर अब्बास बाबा के इसने वगा न पाया पानी भिला न पाए ऐ चाँद इस सरज़मीं पर गुज़रा सरवर पर ये भी सदमा सीने पखारी बरछी हम शक्ल मुस्तफा ने ऐ चाँद पानी पिलाने लाके महल बका को सरवर की अज़ब मलाने तीरे सितम लगा के गर्दन शदीद सर की बाजू छदा पदर का दोनों तड़प तड़प कर प्यासे जहां से गुजरे है चांद। इस बन में एक बच्ची बाबा को ढूंढती थी, बिखरे हुए पड़े थे जब सर बुरी दलाशे। फिर ये भी तूने देखा वो हम रसीद बच्ची सीने पर सो रही थी, बेसर पदर से लिपटे है चाँद। बाजू बंधे यहीं पर पहले पहल हरम के, इस सरजमी से निकले सज्जाद सर झुकाए है चाँद करबला के। शहजादे जनानी मालिक है करबला का, किसकी मजाल आए जब तक न वो बुलाए। पहुंचा है करबला में नाचीज सिबते जाफर, ऐ काश फिर मुकद्दर हमको ये दिन दिखाए है चाँद करबला के। तूने तो देखे होंगे उतरे थे इस ज़मीं पर अर्शे हरी के तारे है चाँद। सारे सलाम।
Ya Allah, bless us as we move into the 1445 dawn. Please grant us good health, wisdom, prosperity, and grant us and guide us to stay on the right path. And this is Ya Allah, shower us with your rahmah. You are the most merciful of the merciful, and your mercy is greater than all sin. Ya Allah, Ya Shafiq, heal and cure us who are sick and in despair. Let your people and your partners protect us from evil and darkness. O Allah, bury this truth to strengthen our faith and help us in patience and perseverance to obey your command. Fill our hearts with love, mercy, and compassion, especially toward the less privileged. Bless all our loved ones and the entire Ummah with needs. Forgive our parents for our in their handling Lord. From them into which mercy and reunite us with our parents in paradise. Protect our children Let our children and ground and look to choose right from wrong, to appreciate their lives and parents, to respect their teachers, and most importantly, to bow down before you. Today, and thank you for every breath. You are the Lord who must. You are Lord known, your sin. Grant us success in all we do, and spare us from humiliation in this world and the torment of the hereafter. Amen.
Now I had